Stop. Don't spend that quarter just yet. That tiny coin in your pocket could be worth thousands, maybe even millions. Welcome to the ultimate treasure hunt, where ordinary Washington quarters turn into life-changing fortunes overnight. These coins have made people rich beyond their wildest dreams. Could you be the next lucky owner of $1 million quarter? Stay tuned, because what you're about to discover might just change your life forever. First up, the USA Washington quarter dollar from 1965 stands as a symbol of hidden wealth waiting to be discovered, holding a simple-looking quarter dollar coin in your hands, only to realize it could be worth thousands, even millions of dollars. This is not just a fantasy. It is a reality that has transformed ordinary people into overnight millionaires. The right Washington quarter dollar can change your fortune in an instant, making you part of an elite group of lucky collectors. These rare quarters are more than just pieces of metal. They are artifacts of history, carrying the weight of time and immense value. If you have one of these coins, never rush to sell it for a low price, because you might be sitting on a hidden jackpot. The rarest and most valuable. Washington quarters is the elusive 1965 silver quarter. Most people assume that all 1965 quarters were made of copper-nickel, but a few were mistakenly struck in silver, making them priceless today. If you find a 1965 quarter that weighs around 6.25 grams instead of the usual 5.67 grams, you might be holding one of these rare silver errors. Some of these coins have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auctions, and their value continues to rise. This single mistake at the U.S. Mint has created one of the most sought-after error coins in American history, making collectors desperate to get their hands on one. But that's not all. Other rare varieties and minting errors can send the value of a 1965 quarter skyrocketing. Some of these coins have off-center strikes, double dies, or missing clad layers, making them incredibly rare. Even slight variations in lettering, mint marks, or misalignments can turn a regular quarter into a collector's dream. The excitement of searching for these errors is what keeps treasure hunters and collectors always on the lookout for rare coins. With millions of quarters in circulation, only a few of these rare mistakes exist, making them highly desirable and extremely valuable. Auction. Houses and collectors worldwide are willing to pay insane amounts for the rarest 1965 quarters. In recent years, certain high-grade 1965 quarters have sold for over $10,000, and if you find one with a significant error, the value can skyrocket even further. The thrill of finding one is like winning the lottery. Except this jackpot is hidden, in plain sight, in your pocket, wallet, or old coin jar. If you have a 1965 quarter, the first thing you should do is check its weight and composition. Use a precise scale to see if it weighs more than a regular clad quarter. A 1965 silver quarter can be life-changing, so never sell your coin without proper evaluation. A high-grade, well-preserved 1965 quarter can fetch thousands more than a worn-out one. The world of rare coin collecting is filled with stories of people who unknowingly had a valuable coin sitting in their change for years, only to realize later that they were holding a small fortune. The 1965 Washington quarter is one of those special coins that proves that hidden treasures still exist. Many people have found rare quarters in their everyday transactions, garage sales, or even old coin rolls from the bank. If you take the time to inspect your change carefully, you might be the next lucky person to discover an ultra-rare 1965 quarter worth thousands, or even millions. As the years go by, rare coins like the 1965 quarter only become more valuable. With each passing decade, the number of well-preserved and error varieties decreases, making them even more desirable to collectors. The demand for rare U.S. coins is at an all-time high, and wealthy collectors and investors are constantly looking for the next big find. If you own a rare 1965 quarter, You hold a piece of American history that is only going to increase in value. Never let anyone convince you to sell it for a low price, because once it's gone, you may never get another chance at such unimaginable wealth. So, the next time you come across a 1965 Washington quarter, don't just dismiss it as loose change. Inspect it carefully, check for rare errors, and weigh it to see if it could be silver. That small piece of metal in your hand could be your golden ticket to financial freedom. It's not just a coin, it's a potential fortune, a hidden treasure, waiting to be discovered. Who knows? The next millionaire could be someone who simply took the time to check their pocket change. And secondly, we explore the 1966 Washington quarter dollar is one of the most intriguing coins in American numismatic history, and if you're lucky enough to own one, you might just be sitting on a fortune. This coin, featuring the iconic left profile, portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States, is more than just a piece of currency. It's a symbol of American heritage and a potential gateway to unimaginable wealth. The design, accompanied by the motto, "In God We Trust," and the word liberty, is timeless. But what makes the 1966 quarter particularly special is its rarity and the stories that surround it. While most quarters from this era are common, certain variations and mint errors from 1966 have been known to fetch astronomical prices in the collector's market, sometimes reaching into the millions of dollars. If you have one of these rare gems, you could be holding a life-changing treasure. What makes the 1966 Washington quarter so valuable? The answer lies in its unique production history. During the mid-1960s, the U.S. Mint was undergoing significant changes, including the transition from silver to copper-nickel-clad coinage. This shift created a number of experimental and error coins, some of which were accidentally released into circulation. Among these, the 1966 quarters with specific mint marks or striking errors are considered the holy grail for collectors. For example, quarters with double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual mint marks can command prices that would make your head spin. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket change that could potentially sell for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars at auction. That's the kind of fortune that the 1966 quarter can bring. The allure of the 1966 Washington quarter isn't just about its rarity. It's also about the stories of those who have struck it rich. There are countless tales of ordinary people discovering these coins in the most unexpected places, from old piggy banks to inherited coin collections. One famous story involves a man who found a 1966 quarter in a jar of coins he inherited from his grandfather. Initially, he thought it was just another old coin, but upon closer inspection, he realized it had a rare mint error. He took it to a coin expert, and to his astonishment, it was valued at over $1 million. Stories like these fuel the dreams of treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts alike, making the 1966 quarter a symbol of hope and fortune. But how can you tell if your 1966 Washington quarter is one of these rare treasures? The key is in the details. Look for any unusual features, such as doubling in the lettering or design elements, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks. Even the slightest deviation from the standard design can significantly increase the coin's value. If you suspect you have a rare like the 1966 quarter, it's crucial to have it authenticated by a professional coin grader. The market for rare coins, especially the 1966 Washington quarter, is hotter than ever. Collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for these pieces of history, and the demand shows no signs of slowing down. In recent years, rare coins have become a popular alternative investment, with many people viewing them as a hedge against inflation and economic uncertainty. The 1966 quarter, with its unique place in American numismatic history, is particularly sought after. If you're lucky enough to own one, you could be looking at a windfall that changes your life forever. Imagine the possibilities. paying off your mortgage, traveling the world, or even retiring early. The 1966 quarter isn't just a coin, it's a ticket to financial freedom. However, it's important to approach the world of rare coins with caution. While the potential rewards are enormous, there are also risks involved. Counterfeit coins are a growing problem, and even experienced collectors can be fooled by high-quality fakes. That's why it's essential to do your research and work with reputable dealers and grading services. If you do find yourself in possession of a rare 1966 Washington quarter, don't rush to sell it. Take your time to research its value and explore your options. Auctions are a popular way to sell rare coins, but you can also consider private sales or working with a trusted coin dealer. In conclusion, the 1966 Washington quarter dollar is more than just a coin. It's a potential gold mine. With its unique history, rarity, and the stories of those who have struck it rich, this coin captures the imagination like no other. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who stumbled upon an old coin collection, the 1966 quarter could be your key to unimaginable wealth. So, the next time you come across a quarter from 1966, take a closer look. It might just be the most valuable coin you'll ever hold. And if it is, remember, this isn't just a coin. It's your fortune, waiting to be claimed. And thirdly, we'll explore the 1967 Washington quarter is one of the most intriguing coins in American numismatic history, and it could be hiding a fortune in plain sight. While millions of these quarters were minted for everyday transactions, only a few rare variations have skyrocketed in value over time. Imagine holding a simple-looking quarter in your hand, only to discover that it's worth thousands or even millions of dollars. That's the kind of life-changing discovery collectors dream about. The right 1967 quarter isn't just pocket change. It's a hidden gem that could transform your financial future overnight. If you have one of these rare varieties, you could be looking at unimaginable wealth, the kind that turns an ordinary person into a millionaire in an instant. One of the main reasons the 1967 quarter holds incredible value lies in its special errors and varieties. Unlike most modern quarters, this coin was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different minting processes due to a nationwide coin shortage. As a result, certain 1967 quarters were struck with unique errors that make them worth a fortune today. The most sought-after varieties include off-center strikes, double die obverses, and coins struck on the wrong planche. A well-preserved 1967 quarter with one of these errors could fetch tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Some collectors have even paid over $1 million for the rarest specimens, proving that these coins are far more than just spare change. One of the most famous error varieties is the doubled die obverse. This occurs when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect, especially on letters and numbers. If you spot this on a 1967 quarter, hold on to it tightly. It could be worth a small fortune. Another rare variation is the off-center strike, where the design is noticeably misaligned due to a minting mistake. The more extreme the misalignment, the higher the coin's value. These types of errors are extremely rare, which is why collectors are willing to pay extraordinary prices for them. A simple mistake during the minting process could turn an ordinary quarter into an absolute gold mine. Another factor that dramatically increases the value of a 1967 quarter is its condition. The difference between a worn-out pocket change quarter and a pristine high-grade example could mean the difference between a few cents and a life-changing payday. Some collectors spend their entire lives searching for that one perfect coin that will make them rich beyond their wildest dreams. It's not just errors and high grades that make the 1967 quarter so valuable. Certain special editions are even rarer. While the U.S. Mint did not officially produce silver quarters in 1967, There are rumors that a few were struck on leftover silver planchets from earlier years. If such a coin exists, its value would be astronomical. Imagine finding a 1967 quarter that was mistakenly made of silver instead of the standard copper-nickel composition. This kind of discovery could easily be worth millions, making it one of the most valuable coins in history. The possibility alone keeps collectors and treasure hunters searching for that one-in-a-million find. For those lucky enough to come across a rare 1967 quarter, it's crucial not to sell it too quickly or for too little. Many people have unknowingly let go of valuable coins for mere face value, only to later realize they lost out on a massive fortune. If you suspect you have a rare 1967 quarter, the first step is to get it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Once authenticated and given an official grade, you can then explore selling it at a top-tier auction, where collectors will bid aggressively for a chance to own this legendary piece of numismatic history. The idea that a simple coin could change your life overnight isn't just a fantasy. It's a reality for those who know what to look for. Stories of collectors finding a rare quarter in their pocket change and selling it for hundreds of thousands of dollars are more common than you think. The thrill of the hunt, the possibility of uncovering a hidden treasure, and the knowledge that one small coin could make you a millionaire keeps the excitement alive. Every time you check your spare change, you could be holding a piece of history that's worth more than you ever imagined. So, before you dismiss that 1967 quarter in your hand as just another ordinary coin, take a closer look. Examine its details, check for errors, and consider its condition. You might just be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. The next time you hear someone say, "It's just a quarter," remember that some of these coins are worth more than a luxury sports car or even a mansion. If you own one of these rare pieces, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a ticket to a world of unimaginable wealth. And now we're talking about the 1968 Washington quarter dollar is not just a piece of currency. It's a portal to unimaginable wealth and a symbol of American history that could transform your life overnight. This coin, featuring the iconic left profile, portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, is a masterpiece of numismatic art. The words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," etched around the design are not just phrases. They are declarations of freedom and faith that resonate deeply with collectors and investors alike. But what makes the 1968 quarter so special? It's not just its historical significance, it's the rare variations and mint errors that can turn this humble coin into a treasure worth millions. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could make you a billionaire. This is the power of the 1968 Washington quarter. The 1968 Washington quarter was minted during a time of great change in the United States, and its production was marked by unique circumstances that make certain versions of this coin incredibly rare. While millions of these quarters were produced, only a handful were struck with errors or under specific conditions that make them stand out. For example, quarters minted in San Francisco, marked with an S, were produced in limited quantities, and if you happen to find one in pristine condition, it could be worth a fortune. The key is to look for coins with unusual features, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks. These anomalies are what collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for, sometimes in the range of hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. One of the most sought-after versions of the 1968 Washington quarter is the one with a double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin's design is stamped twice, creating a slight doubling effect on the lettering and Washington's profile. These coins are extremely rare, and their value can skyrocket depending on their condition. Another rare variation is the 1968 quarter with no mint mark, which was mistakenly produced at the Philadelphia Mint. These coins are so rare that finding one could be your ticket to financial freedom. The thrill of discovering such a coin is unmatched, and the potential payoff is life-changing. The condition of the coin is another critical factor that determines its value. Coins that have been well preserved, with minimal wear and tear, are worth significantly more than those that have been circulated. A 1968 Washington quarter in mint state condition, with its original luster and no scratches or blemishes, can fetch a premium price. Professional grading services, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, can authenticate and grade your coin, adding to its value. If you have a 1968 quarter that has been graded MS-65 or higher, you could be sitting on a gold mine. The allure of the 1968 Washington quarter lies not just in its potential monetary value, but also in its historical and cultural significance. This coin is a piece of American heritage, a reminder of the nation's founding principles and the leadership of George Washington. Owning such a coin is like holding a piece of history in your hands. And for many collectors, that emotional connection is priceless. But for those who recognize the financial potential, the 1968 quarter is more than just a collectible. It's an investment that could yield returns beyond your wildest dreams. Stories of people discovering rare coins in their pocket, change, or inherited collections are not just urban legends. They are real-life examples of how a single coin can change someone's life. Imagine going through an old jar of coins and finding a 1968 Washington quarter with a rare error or mint mark. The excitement of that moment is indescribable, and the financial rewards can be astronomical. This is why coin collecting is not just a hobby. It's a pursuit of hidden treasures that could make you a millionaire overnight. If you're lucky enough to own a 1968 Washington quarter, it's crucial to handle it with care. Even the slightest damage can significantly reduce its value. Store it in a protective case or holder and avoid cleaning it, as improper cleaning can diminish its worth. If you suspect that your coin might be rare or valuable, consult with a professional numismatist who can provide expert advice and guidance. In conclusion, the 1968 Washington quarter dollar is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of opportunity, history, and wealth. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who stumbled upon this coin by chance, the potential for life-changing wealth is real. The rarity, condition, and unique features of the 1968 quarter make it one of the most valuable coins in the world. If you have one, hold on to it tightly, because it could be your key to unimaginable riches. The 1968 Washington quarter is not just a coin. It's a fortune waiting to be discovered.